Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. I've got 15 orders going out today. Was great for sales numbers. Highest priced item out of all 15 is $25. So when you don't got any high ticket items, having a significant amount of sales definitely helps. Also, I've said this before, if you clear out a bunch of low-priced items, your average price per item in your store goes up. So there is a silver lining to everything. And the silver lining for today is it's Monday, which means it is time for
What's That Worth?
I said last week I'm going to start announcing the winners before I do the next week's, just for fun. And last week there was no winner. Everyone went over out of all the guesses. So no winner from last week on the Hinsons LP. Definitely a be on the lookout, a bolo. I had never heard of them, but I've sold 3 of them now. I listed 4. The Hinsons. Keep an eye out. But today on
What's That Worth?
is a little different. Mixing it up just a little. I'm determined, because I've been saying for 2 weeks that I'm going to go sourcing. I'm going to take a whole day and travel and get a bunch of stuff. The more I dive into the stock I have left, the closer I can see the finish line. My death pile is almost, and I don't mean like, yeah, my death pile is gone, or my death pile is getting smaller, or that stuff that I know I'm never going to list is what's left of my death pile. I'm talking, my death pile is almost gone. I hope to, by the end of today, have every single thing possible for me to listed. If not, tomorrow. That's how close it is. Today on What's That Worth is a lot of things. And I'll give you a quick pan here. You got an Alltech Lansing set here, some Bose computer speakers, a VHS rewinder, an old school PC camera with a microphone, and also this Panasonic phone. And the reason I picked that was because every single one of these items I paid $0 for. I was at an estate sale, and they had like a trailer outside, and it was sprinkling when I got there, but they knew who I was. You know, you're in a small town, or even if you're not, you go to the same things, you see the same people, whatever. They said, hey, just so you know, everything on that trailer out there is for free. So I did a quick lap through the estate sale. Everything was, you know, estate sale prices. So I said, I got time. I went out to the free stuff, grabbed a couple boxes, and I grabbed everything I thought had value. So a couple keyboards, this stuff you see here, and just a few other odds and ends. This is what's left. The rest I've sorted through, either not worth listing, or I put it in the garage sale pile, or for sure broken. And these things I still have to test, of course. But the reason I picked this is because most people would just be like, no, why would I want that free stuff? Why would I want that old junk? Blah, blah, blah. It was literally just piled on a trailer. Just half of it was trash, half of it was this stuff. But you'll see at the end of the video why the free doesn't mean cheap. Free doesn't mean worthless. Free means either they don't know what it's worth, or they don't care what it's worth. But I care, because I turn those into dollars. For this Alltech Lansing, Bose, camera, rewinder, and phone, what's that worth? Of course, remember, Price is Right rules. If you go over, you are disqualified. Pause the video, drop your comment, win yourself some prizes. Okay, I had to quickly clear that stuff out of the way so I could pull some orders. First thing going out, Kings of Reggae, Bob Marley. This one right here. And that I got $4.99 free shipping. And that's actually from a viewer. Hey man, thanks for doing your thing. Really enjoy your videos. Barefoot Bonsai. And Barefoot Bonsai has a YouTube channel. Check that out. It's something that interests you. And Josh, very much appreciate the sale. Very much appreciate you watching my channel. Next up, another CD. Various artists sample. It's like a punk sample type thing. Right here. Sample this 2, which I think is the second one from whatever it's probably a record label. These were very popular back in the day. Yep, BYO Records. Record companies would put out compilation CDs of their artists and new artists, old artists, and try to promote. And that's how, you know, back then it was like word of mouth. It's so weird to think back, you know, 10, 20 years and just how quickly things change. And for that, I got $5.49 free shipping. Those are both medium mail, of course. Next item going out, A2A, which is its basket. I'll have to pull it out because it is small and I'll never find it. But it is a vintage, actually antique, Monopoly piece from the 1930s version of Monopoly. There we go. Making a mess. And right there, one simple little thimble. And the only reason I knew, I don't know where I found this. It was in a box of something else, or I don't know. But the only reason I knew what it was because, I can't zoom in on it. But on the thimble, it says, "For a Good Girl." And so I looked that up, and that was from the 1930s version of Monopoly. And I got $14.99 free shipping for this. Fantastic. Love it. And then another CD, Silver Tab New Grooves. Very funny. I would love to know the story behind the person purchasing this, because what this is a compilation CD that if you bought a pair of Silver Tab jeans from JCPenney in, I don't know, this says 1998, so anytime around then, in late 90s, if you bought a pair of Silver Tab jeans from JCPenney, you got a free CD. So I would love to know if they just really loved that CD, or they were like, remember that CD I had from those pants I had got? I don't know. Don't get to know either. $4.99 free shipping. Next up, it's a book, Charles Rex, right here. I took a significant offer, I think, or maybe it was on sale. I'm not sure. It's not in great shape. And by significant, I mean more than a couple dollars. I think I had it $14.99. $9.75 free shipping, but the book's relatively free. So I don't quibble over a couple bucks here or there because there was no cost. Let's just, you know, get them moving. Next up, it's a book. Miss Aerys Goes to Paris. Right there. And I should have allotted the two together. I also have Miss Aerys Goes to New York. Doesn't rhyme. Not as cool. $21.99 free shipping. The one from New York, not as good a seller. So if I would have allotted them together, probably could have done $24.99 and sold both. But $21.99 free shipping for a book. That's good stuff for me. Next up is a lot of 6 John Denver albums, but I'm not even going to bother pulling them out right this second. But the reason I'm not going to pull them out is because I got $17 free shipping for 3 of them. Someone reached out and said, hey, I only want these 3. Would you be willing to break it up? I was going to say no. My response was going to be no, but I thought, okay, well, what would make me want to do it? And I was like, money. Okay, so I said, okay, yes, I'll split them up, but there's going to be an additional $2 handling fee. And they said, okay, that's great. So that's how I got to 17. It was $30 for all 6, half 15, plus $2 handling fee for me to have to retake the main cover photo and remove a couple photos. I figured that was worth my time, and I said, okay, yeah, that's fair. And I told them, if you want, just go ahead and send me an offer for 17 bucks. I'll ship you the 3. That way nobody like buys it out from under you or whatever. So they said, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So $17 free shipping for those John Denver albums. And then next up is a vintage RCA Nuicon something. It is a camera. And this was in with all the stuff I got from my father, and a lot of it was vintage, and I mean vintage cameras and batteries and VCRs and all kinds of stuff. 99% worthless because it's outdated to the point where no one uses it. Not outdated like a VCR, where yeah, they're outdated, but people still play VHS. These were outdated as in no one will ever want or need these ever, but this camera was at least worth listing, and I did it untested as is, $24.99 plus shipping. And I think I can give her a peek here. All right, and it's got a custom foam job that the original owner, which was not my father, built. So it's going to get shipped just like this in this box because I'm not going to do a better job in a different box than this foam. So that camera right there, and it smells like 1980 in that foam. It smells like what you think a house with wood paneling and like that brown floral furniture. That's exactly what that camera smells like. And I know some of you that like clicked and you're like, oh, grandma's house. Next up, B2 is a vintage Corning Visions glass waffle bottom frying pan right there. Used to pick up a lot of this stuff, and I mean a lot, like made up a significant portion of my store. It's not worth the space, the time, the effort. But for some people, it's still really good money. You get it for and if I saw this at a garage sale for $1, I'm still picking it up. If it's got the lid for, $2 or $3, I'm still picking it up. $17.99 plus shipping. And that's why, because, for $1 into $18, if it's clean, there's more boxes it has to check for me than it used to. Whereas before, I would have saw that in any condition, been like, oh yeah, great, can't wait. Next up, Janny, a lot of 3, and I am just a liar. I keep saying I'm going to take care of these. But what do? I put them on the chair, I grab the albums, and I put them right back, and I never think about it again. All right, so Janny, don't know who that is. I think some type of religious artist again, but a lot of 3 records right there. Lotted those up because they weren't really worth much of anything, because even for the lot, I got $12.99 free shipping. Next up, it's some books. Vintage Reader's Digest set of, what are these? Treasury, that was the set. Reader's Digest Teenage Treasury box of 4. It was in okay shape. The box not so good, but there was a lot of them listed. $7.99 free shipping. Next thing going out, it's a book. Vintage 1908 replica, reprint, repop, anything you want to call it, Sears Roebuck catalog. And I thought it was cool because, where is it at? It said somewhere, I saw it, maybe it was on the cover or on the back or something. It basically was the instructions like, hey, send a self-addressed, send an envelope with a stamp so we can send this back to you, blah, blah. And they would send you this for free. It's just like I said, it's a replica of the catalog. Very interesting of kind of what things were worth and what people were selling and buying. I mean, what reseller wouldn't love to have this as their inventory? I mean, this is just huge money at this point. Like this bike for $14.95. Insane. It's probably a $1,000 bike. And for that, I got $14.99 free shipping. Technically, that shouldn't go media mail. Am I going to send it media mail? Yes. And not because I'm like, ooh, I'm going to swindle the system. Because it's a book. 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 But technically, it's an advertisement for Sears. Technically. So, I don't know. I'm sending it because if they open it up and they go, okay, it's a book. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I don't know. I'm gonna take the risk on that one. If it ends up an issue, I would be shocked. I don't almost ever, like the CDs the other day, they were like CDRWs. I sent those first class. I'm very specific that I make sure I send things media mail. They're supposed to be media mail. I don't try to swindle the system. But for this, it's a book. I'm sending it. End of story. Next up, did I say $14.99 free shipping? We'll see in editing. Next up is a vintage Chubs baby wipes Lego container in blue. And I'll have to double check because I have multiple blues, and the one with the most, I think, is the one I called blue, like regular plain blue. and not a more specific name. But for that, $11.99 free shipping. That's the second one of those I've sold. If they went a little faster, it'd be great. Even if I sold one every other week for a year, I would be pleased. I would be very happy with that. So we'll see how that goes still. Going all right so far. $11.99 free shipping. Next up, through the global shipping program, and this is the one I actually took the significant offer on. It's a book, Dear Enemy. It's a first edition, first printing. I think I took $10 off, and that's the one where I said, okay, don't care. I'd rather have the $20 in my pocket, well, after shipping, the $15 in my pocket, than zero. So I almost don't care what offer it is, unless it's ridiculous. And on that, a $30 book, I gave $10 off. I thought about it, but I said, I'm not going to counter. That's okay with me. Do got one thing hasn't paid for yet, but as you know, if they don't pay for it, it is not a sale. Two in this order. I took a significant offer on one of them, but that's because, we'll see. I'll show you. Medal of Honor and Medal of Honor Underground for PlayStation 1. Right up here. And I ended up going, I think, $14.99 each. And the reason I was willing, $14 each. Black Beard, you're just going to open the door. Can't shut it behind yourself. Grow up. The reason I was willing to take that much off is because these are free first-class shippers. And now I'm going to save about $4.50. I don't know where it's going to. Somewhere between $4 and $5. I'm saving because I'm going to bundle these together. So in the long run, I made an additional $4 by combining these and by taking a less offer than I really wanted to. When free shippers are combined together or combined with a paid shipper, the sale you can give, the offer you can give is significantly lower. So that's all for today. Decent amount of stuff to pack up. Not a lot of hassle, especially because, like I said, this is going just like this. I'm not going to pack this up any better than wrapped in foam in that box. So that's good to go. This one might take me a second or two, but beyond that, all good, easy peasy. But either way, I kind of let my day get away from me, so I do have to do this quickly. I'm kind of under the gun a little bit. So let's get to the results of what's that worth. And as you'll see, I had to move it out of the way. This is kind of how I had it in storage. This is why I wanted to use this one today. People would see this. If this box was sitting at a garage sale for free, 90% of the people are going to walk past that and go, that's junk. They're just trying to unload it. They're just trying to dump it off on me. Or, you know, not dump it off on you, but just dump it off to anybody. Because you're assuming that the person getting rid of it values things at the same level you do, or values things at the same level that it's going to be valued on eBay. Don't assume things. So for this random box of some old Bose computer speakers, Alltech Lansing, VHS Rewinder, and a Panasonic phone, and there was also a PC computer. I don't know why I'm struggling to come up with the webcam. Struggling to come up with the word webcam. I don't know. That brain fart. But for this bundle of things, what's that worth? And shockingly enough, of course, if it all works, I'll go through and test it all. I'm going to price everything low because I'm not getting crazy with the cleaning. A couple of them are dirty. But all that stuff, if it works, bare minimum, $90. Bare minimum, $90. And that stuff was free throwaway junk. I love it. And one man's trash is another man's treasure. That is a very true and very poignant thing in this type of business. Well, that's going to be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.